As John Steinbeck once said, power does not corrupt. Fear corrupts. Perhaps the fear of a loss of power. In the realm of human emotions, greed stands as a towering figure, a seemingly insurmountable mountain that casts a long shadow over our actions and decisions. It's a complex trait that often stems from fear and insecurity, and it can drastically shape our lives and our society. Greed can drive individuals to extraordinary lengths, pushing them to cross boundaries they never thought possible. It can lead to both immense success and catastrophic downfall. On a larger scale, it can fuel societal progress, but also be the root cause of widespread inequality and injustice. Understanding the nature of human greed is not just about unraveling the mysteries of human behavior. It's about paving the way for personal growth and societal development, learning how to harness this powerful force for good. In the next few minutes, we will delve deeper into the fascinating world of human greed through real-life case studies. Greed in all of its forms, greed for life, for money, for love, knowledge, has marked the upward surge of mankind, as Gordon Gekko famously stated in Wall Street. As we delve into the psychology behind greed, it's important to recognize that it's not a simple black and white issue. Rather, it's a complex, multifaceted trait that has its roots in our most basic survival instincts. Humans, like all animals, are hardwired to ensure their survival and reproduction. This instinct can manifest as greed when resources seem scarce, or when there's a perceived opportunity to gain an advantage. Take, for instance, the case of Bernie Madoff, the man behind the largest Ponzi scheme in history. His insatiable desire for wealth drove him to deceive thousands of investors out of billions of dollars. Here, greed was not simply about survival, but rather a quest for power and status. Madoff's case starkly illustrates how greed can push individuals to cross ethical boundaries and break laws, leading to their eventual downfall. But greed isn't always about material wealth. Consider the case of Richard Nixon, the 37th President of the United States. Nixon's greed was for power and control, leading him to authorize the infamous Watergate break-in and subsequent cover-up. His lust for power ultimately led to his resignation, marking a dramatic downfall triggered by uncontrolled greed. However, it's important to note that greed isn't inherently negative. In fact, it can be a powerful motivator for innovation and progress. The desire to accumulate wealth or achieve status can drive individuals to work harder, invent new technologies, or improve their skills. The key lies in how this trait is channeled. If guided by ethical considerations, greed can lead to success and societal progress. If not, it can result in personal and societal harm. As these case studies show, greed can lead to both success and downfall, depending on how it's channeled. Greed is a double-edged sword. It fuels ambition, but can also lead to moral corruption and societal imbalance. Let's take a closer look at some real-life instances where greed has left its mark. The 2008 financial crisis, a global economic disaster, was largely fueled by unchecked greed. Unscrupulous lenders, driven by the desire for higher profits, gave risky loans to buyers who couldn't afford them. When these borrowers defaulted, it led to a domino effect, causing financial institutions to crumble and economies around the world to plummet. This wasn't just a failure of the banking system, it was a failure of morality, a testament to the destructive power of greed. Then, there's the infamous case of Enron Corporation. Once hailed as the epitome of corporate success, its downfall was a result of corporate greed at its worst. Top executives manipulated accounting rules for personal gain, leading to one of the most notorious corporate frauds in history. Thousands of employees lost their jobs and life savings while the culprits walked away with millions. But the impact of greed isn't confined to the world of high finance or corporate boardrooms. It plays out in our everyday lives, contributing to economic disparity and social injustice. When the wealthy hoard resources out of greed, it widens the gap between the rich and the poor. This economic imbalance leads to social tension, creating a society that's divided and unequal. In a world driven by consumerism, where more is better is a mantra often chanted, greed can easily take root. It can make us forget our shared humanity, leading to actions that harm others and ultimately ourselves. Greed, when left unchecked, can devastate not just individuals, but entire communities and societies. It can lead to a world where empathy is sidelined and self-interest takes center stage. These examples underscore the devastating effects that unchecked greed can have on society. So, is greed inherently bad? Or is it a necessary evil that drives progress and innovation? This question leaves us at the precipice of a paradox, one that invites us to explore the depths of our own psyche. We've journeyed through the intricate labyrinth of the psychology behind greed, Unearthing the fascinating mechanisms that fuel this powerful emotion, we discovered that greed, at its core, is a primal instinct, rooted in our evolutionary fight for survival. It's a driving force that compels us to strive for more, to reach greater heights, and to secure our future. Yet it's this same instinct that can spiral out of control, blurring the lines between ambition and avarice, between aspiration and obsession. We then ventured into the realm of impact, examining how greed can shape our world, for better or worse. It's undeniable that greed has been a potent catalyst for progress and innovation. It has sparked revolutions, ignited scientific breakthroughs, and inspired artistic masterpieces. But, like a double-edged sword, it can also breed corruption, foster inequality, and incite conflict. Beyond these observations, we delved into the significance of managing greed responsibly. It's not about suppressing this inherent impulse, but rather about directing it towards constructive ends. Greed can be a powerful motivator, but it's up to us to determine how we let it influence our actions and decisions. Now, we invite you to reflect on your own relationship with greed. How does it manifest in your life? How does it influence your decisions, your relationships, your aspirations? Do you control it, or does it control you? These are not easy questions, but they are essential ones. As we navigate through life, it's crucial to remember that while greed can motivate us, it should never control us. The key is to harness it responsibly for personal growth and societal benefit. This is the paradox of greed, a force that can both drive us forward and hold us back. It's up to us to find the balance.